All right, guys, welcome back to the TCG Player Modern West Virginia State Championships. I'm Ryan.
And I am Kurt.
And we have two players ready and waiting. So let's start their clock. Once their clock is set to the appropriate number. Sorry, I'm just getting to have a slow response from my computer.
Ryan is not the most technically inclined person.
Yes, I am. All right, on the left we have Travis Nestor, who's playing John, versus Kevin Phillips on the right, who's playing Tooth and Nail. Both of these are local gentlemen who are regulars in our Magic community here in North Central West Virginia. They are both undefeated today. I'm excited to see what they're bringing to the table because I'm a fan of both of these decks.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not a huge fan of John. John's cool. But Tooth and Nail, I love Tooth and Nail.
Tooth and Nail is definitely
sweet.
the more entertaining.
Yeah, definitely.
But
John, though,
John's
real
good Magic.
solid. I mean, it's just a good deck.
I mean, last time I lent you OBS on, you went 301, so don't complain.
I did go 3-0, but the second time you let me absent, I did not do so well.
Can't win them all.
No,
all right, so here's Inquisition of Kozilek. We're going to reveal Arbor Elf, Utopia Sprawl, 2 Kiora, Master of the Depths, Stomping Ground Forest, and Increasing Ambition.
Yeah, Increasing Ambition.
So Kevin's been playing a Black Splash for Increasing Ambition, which is just the Uber tutor.
Yeah, what is it? Let's bring
All right,
that up,
I'll
forget
bring
exactly
that one
what it does.
I could maybe tell you the exact wording. It's basically an Uber tutor.
Yeah.
Folder. We're doing it. We did it. And I just need to switch this to that. Increasing Ambition, 4 and a black for a sorcery. Search your library for a card and put that card into your hand. If Increasing Ambition was cast from the graveyard, search your library for 2 cards and has a flashback of 7 and a black. So in the Tooth and Nail deck, the Uber tutor.
Yeah, basically. Mm-hmm. Super good.
Yeah. So, and Mr. Nestor selects the Utopia Sprawl. So he actually only had 2 choices there between the Utopia Sprawl and the Arbor Elf.
Right. Well, no, he could have gotten the... No, how much... Could he have gotten the Increasing Ambition?
No, that was 5.
Oh, it's 5? Okay.
Yeah. So he's going to choose the permanent that does not have power and toughness. Kevin will cast the other one, and now Travis is looking at his hand to choose his turn to play. He has Dark Confidant.
Dark Confidant, yeah. Good old Mr. Bob there.
So Travis is going to fetch. Maybe grabbing a Stomping Ground here, although he does have a Razor Verge Thicket, so we shall see. I have the Twitch chat back up for those of you who are watching that way. Thank you very much for tuning in today. And Mr. Nestor is going to fetch down to 17, grabbing an Overgrown Tomb.
Alright, here we go.
Do you prefer the Return to Ravnica arts or the original Ravnica arts in general?
I like the Return to Ravnica art.
I like the original arts on most of them, but not all of them.
Yeah. Okay, so I definitely like the Guild Pact. Is that the Return to Ravnica one? No, that's Gatecrash. What am I thinking of here?
Gatecrash and Return to Ravnica are the new ones.
Right, okay, yeah. Definitely like the Return to Ravnica Stomping Ground more. I also like the Hallowed Fountain from Return to Ravnica a little bit more.
Gatecrash, or Stomping Ground was from Gatecrash, but you like the new one.
Yeah.
All right, so Bob flips a Fatal Push, taking Travis down to 16. Fatal Push, okay in this matchup, not at its best, and killing Arbor Elves.
Yeah, it can kill the dorks.
Which is important.
It is.
You would think it wouldn't be good in this against the big mana deck, but killing the Arbor Elves and the Satyr Wayfinders can be super important. All right, so here, what is that Garruk Wildspeaker?
It is Garruk Wildspeaker.
Yeah, it's the dual deck one. Yeah, it's the dual deck card. So I imagine you probably select Garruk Wildspeaker here because you cannot take him off of Kiora, and the Increasing Ambition has flashback, so he can get value off of that anyway.
Right.
Yeah, so Travis is going to pick Garruk, and that leaves Kevin with 2 Kioras, an Increasing Ambition, and a Stomping Ground.
And
that'll take Travis down to 14.
And I know from when I borrowed your Obzon deck the first time around, and I played a match against Kevin, and in one of those matches, I was able to open up on an Inquisition of Kozilek on turn 1, followed by 2 Thoughtseizes on turn 2.
Oh my!
That just I picked Kevin's hand apart, and he just never came back from it. And that is something that
I actually played Jund at a recent FNM and faced against Kevin, and I had a similar situation.
Yeah.
And here's Fatal Push to follow up to kill the Arbor Elf. And Kevin's going to fetch down to 17. He's getting a beautiful foil breeding pool. That one shows up well on camera.
You can really see that watermark.
Yeah, I love the foils with the watermark. They look great. And I love the Simic watermark especially. It's like a weeping willow. Weeping for all those players who don't play green blue.
All the guild emblems up a little bit for Return to Ravnica.
Fractionally,
they're a little different, but they're a little bit sleeker.
There's Stomping Ground tapped.
There's a Stomping
Trigger
Ground.
Bob, reveal a die. Oh no, it's a Verdant Catacombs. And he draws a Swamp for the turn. So no damage, but he did draw 2 lands. Probably looking for some more interaction, but Travis has done a good...
start swinging in with Bob, I guess. And...
Yeah. So, but he does have that second Thoughtseize to take... I guess you take a Kiora, but that doesn't feel great. Yeah, so you take a Kiora. But he's going to get to cast the other Kiora on his turn.
Right.
Okay, so that takes Travis down to 12. Travis is doing a good job killing himself for Kevin. Okay, so Bob's in for 2. Kevin's down to 15. What about new Bob or old Bob? Which do you like there? Because I don't like either. Here's the Tarmogoyf.
You're right. I don't like either. I guess I like old Bob more. And the real reason for that is it's a
Goyf is a 6/7.
It's a player's invitational card or whatever, right?
Right, yeah.
And so the player invitational cards, there's not really any one that I like because they all tend to be pretty busted in their own way. You got like Snapcaster Mage,
Meddling Mage,
the Shadow Cloak Mage way back in the day.
Yeah, the John Finkel one. Even the Ranger of Eos is really strong card.
Ranger of Eos.
Sylvan, the guy who sacks lands to make your creatures.
Yeah,
Shroud. That guy's
Avalanche
really strong. Yep.
Rider.
Is Avalanche Rider an invitational card?
Yeah, the guy going down on the...
Yeah, I know he's the guy who destroys the land. I just didn't know. I didn't know that was an invitational card.
I'm pretty sure he is. So, what I like about those, which I think is cool, is that they use the player's face for the art of the card.
I'm going to bring up Kiora Master of the Depths because I could not tell you what the exact wording on that card is. Alright, so Kiora Master of the Depths is 2 green and a blue. 4 loyalty, +1, untap up to 1 target creature and or up to 1 target land. So he uses that like Garruk to untap his...
Basically, yeah, because if you untap an Arbor Elves, it's the same thing, basically. Yeah. So. Then
-2, reveal the top 4 cards from your library. You may put a creature or a land card from among those revealed and put it into your hand. And the emblem is make a bunch of 8/8 Octopus.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
For sure.
Yeah.
So we see a massive attack here from Mr. Nestor, which knocks down Mr. Phillips 2/3.
Like
he's going to head scoop it up. What? So we've got Travis Nestor on Jund, who is up a game over Kevin Phillips on the Tooth and Nails. Why don't you go ahead and read off the Tooth and Nails sideboard for us, Mr. Nye, if you would please.
Let me take a look here. All right, so Tooth and Nail in the sideboard has 3 Crumble to Dust, 1 Thrun, the Last Troll, 2 Obstinate Baloths, 2 Harmonizes, 2 Fire Spouts, 2 Relics of Progenitus, 1 Elder Scale Worm, 1 Abrupt Decay, and 1 Fatal Push. So I think he probably would like to have the Harmonizes.
To just get card advantage.
Just to get his hand back.
Yeah, just to kind of recoup from the discard spells.
Maybe the Obstinate Baloth. It's tricky. My thought is if he could find a way to force Travis into having to make him discard one of those.
Well, it depends on if he thinks Travis is going to keep Liliana.
Right, exactly. So those are good.
I like
Fatal Push maybe for Bob and Goyf. And Abrupt Decay. Those could both come in. I don't actually know what Elder Scale Worm
Elder Scale
does.
Worm is he says when he comes into play, if your life is less than 7, your life total becomes 7, and then it can't go below 7.
Oh, well,
so that's for burn.
Yeah, okay, that's for burn.
So I think it depends on how Kevin wants to approach the match.
Right.
If he wants to try to be non-interactive, if he
I
wants to
think
be
Thrun could be good too, because it avoids removal from fatal push and things like that.
Right. I think if he wants to be non-interactive, he just brings in Harmonize to refill his hand.
Right.
If he wants to try and play a fair game, then he goes for like Thrun, Obstinate Baloth, and the removal spells. The danger is you're trying to play a fair game against the best fair deck in the format.
Right.
All right. So
Harmonizes I think would be good.
Definitely the Harmonizes. Yeah. All right. For Mr. Nestor, we have 1 Engineered Explosives, 2 Surgical Extraction, an Ancient Grudge, a Rakdos Charm, 2 Collective Brutality, 2 Lost Legacy, 2 Anger of the Gods, 2 Kenshin Finks, a Crumble to Dust, and a Night of Souls Betrayal. I like more discard. Collective Brutality and Lost Legacy seem good.
Yeah, definitely. I'm thinking of a scenario where Kevin gets a bad draw and gets Emrakul in hand, and then it just gets Lost Legacy'd away, and Kevin is very lacking in good win cons at that point.
You can also just Lost Legacy for Tooth and Nail.
Yeah.
You could and Crumble to Dust is an option too, because you can get rid of whatever land has a bunch of enchantments on it. You could get rid of Nykthos Shrine of Nyx, which I assume is in Kevin's deck.
Well, doesn't Crumble to Dust only target a non-basic land? So he'd have to have been loading Utopia Spell
onto a shock land,
onto a breeding pool or something like that.
I think it's one card. I think Travis probably brings it in. He's also there's an opportunity for it to have a very high ceiling.
Yeah, a little bit of land destruction against Tooth and Nail will go a long way. So I definitely don't think it's a bad call to bring that in.
For sure. All right, so Kevin's on the play. He's going to say Forest, and he's looking for a real explosive start, so we want to see like an Arbor Elf or a Utopia Sprawl.
Yeah, Arbor Elf would be great.
Yeah.
Into like a turn 2 Utopia Sprawl, but no, you got the Utopia Sprawl.
And if that color, there's a good chance that honestly, he could have named just about any color other than white, so as soon as that becomes relevant, we'll pop downstairs and see what the color is.
Right, we'll probably figure it out. He's probably either named green or blue.
Green or blue, but black is possible.
Right.
Okay, so Raging Ravine for Travis, and Kevin's unfortunately going to kick it back without playing a land.
That is rough. No play at all.
And no mana dorks.
Is really bad for this deck.
Especially if Travis has discard here.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's a fetch. That might not be so bad if Kevin had like a Voyaging Satyr to play.
Wait a minute. He can't grab
the Swamp off of Verdant Catacombs?
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's a swamp.
Oh, the color makes it look very weird. That looked like the red-white.
Oh, no, yeah, the color is a little blanded on the fetch land. You're right. So Travis is down to 19. He's going to play Thoughtseize, and we're going to see...
Oh, man, Kevin, greedy. Kept a greedy hand.
Is that 7 cards that he kept? 1, 2...
Yeah.
Yeah, he kept 7.
He kept a hand of 7 on that. Man, that is super greedy.
Especially... Yeah, I'm not... What if, like, Travis, like, abrupticates that Utopia Sprawl? So...
I don't get... Well, why didn't... I'm wondering why Kevin didn't play his Overgrowth.
Because it's 3 mana.
Oh, is it? Man,
yeah,
I can't see on this.
Overgrowth is 3.
Okay.
So this hand is super explosive, and if he just ripped a couple lands in a row... So I guess he decided... He saw the hand, and he said, if I draw 2 lands...
He saw all the payoff and said, I need a land or 2.
So it was a gamble. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to pay off. And I think Travis makes the correct decision.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because if Kevin draws a land and then plays that Overgrowth,
he'd be in a good spot. Now he needs to get at least 2 lands to make
so Travis down to 17 off that Thoughtseize. He has no follow-up.
Looks like Travis does have the Liliana in hand.
Yeah.
So he did bring in the Baloth, which is good.
He's just going to...
Looks like he's going to bolt to the face.
He's playing for the win, which I respect. So that brings Kevin, you're correct, down to 17. It's tied game, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Alright, so at least Kevin did find a Wood of Foothills.
Yeah, because Travis...
but he needs another land.
Shocked. He doesn't need another land. I mean, if he gets the other land down, he get Garrick down.
Yeah, then you maybe make something.
Things. There's Goyf. That makes the Garrick plan
3,
look
4.
a lot worse.
So he's a 4/5? Yep, 4/5 because
Yeah.
enchantment.
So the Garrick plan is not going to be so good.
Travis here could play that engineered explosives for 1, blow it on his next turn, and then that will take care of the Utopia Sprawl, which puts Kevin even farther back on mana. And I think that's probably what Travis is thinking about, because the only other cards in his hand are Garrick or Goyf, Liliana, and something else. So the EE is probably his only play. We're in Kevin's turn. I'm sorry. So Forest for Kevin, which is good. So we get to see Garrick here.
Or we could see Obstinate Baloth, which is not terrible. I know he'd like to save it for the potential Liliana. He does not know that Travis has Liliana.
I guess the issue here is if you play Garrick,
it's going to die to Goyf immediately.
He starts on 3, right? And
then, yeah, I mean, he could put in a Beast token and chump.
But that's not advancing your game plan at all.
I mean, that puts Garrick back in bolt range. I mean, it's a tough call. I don't know if he has a better option than that.
Did he grab a land off that Wood of Hills?
He did. He grabbed a Forest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did he set it down on top of?
Yeah. He's got 2.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I see. Yeah. I'm sorry. I got confused.
He only has 3 lands, one of which has Utopia Sprawl.
Right.
So
we
still don't know what color the Utopia Sprawl's on because he has not played a card yet.
Yeah, we'll figure it out as soon as it becomes relevant.
Yeah.
I just don't want to leave the players hanging without 2-person commentary for.
Right.
Okay,
all
so
right,
here's
so
Baloth.
There's the Baloth.
So he'll go up to 20.
So he's going for the quick fix, hoping maybe he just keeps drawing lands.
I think this is probably better because even though he may not even chump block, he probably just takes the damage from Goyf this turn.
He might,
and then the Baloth gets to defend Garrick on the next turn.
Right, but now, I mean, Travis knew the Baloth was in hand. He saw it when he thought he. So now he probably feels pretty safe to drop
play Liliana and
tick her up
and make Kevin sacrifice the Baloth,
or tick her up and make him discard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also still has the engineered explosives play to him to just put Kevin on 3 lands, and then he can't cast Garrick unless he draws one.
I think that's the lane.
But here, I think this is the safest play. Is just he's probably going to make Kevin sacrifice that Baloth, and
yeah, there you go.
Like an elf on Zendikar, killing Baloths left and right. And does that put a creature in the graveyard, making Goyf a 5/6? Yeah,
it sure does.
What dies grows the Goyf, and in for 5. Kevin is down to 15.
Well, I mean, the Baloth still...
It served a purpose.
Staved off a lot of damage.
And because of this, Travis didn't blow up the Utopia Sprawl with the EE.
Right.
Which gives Kevin 4... He still has access to 4 mana, potentially 5, depending on what he drew.
Yeah, but if he he's in a tough spot, because if he draws to 5 land, or 5 mana, I don't know if he has anything in his hand that can really make use of that. The problem is that even his 4-drops aren't really that great right now. So he's in a tough spot.
Right.
Definitely between a rock and a hard place, so to speak.
Okay, so here's Overgrowth.
There it is.
And he's enchanting the first force.
Interesting that he would do that, because now he can't use that.
Well, maybe he doesn't have a use for it. Although I don't... So typically you want to put all your enchantments on 1 land because of Arbor Elf.
Because of Arbor Elf.
I guess he's just okay telling Travis, I don't have a use for this mana. It's your turn. So Travis is going to fetch down to 15.
So next turn he could potentially tap down a forest and the forest with Utopia Sprawl, cast a Garrick with 1 green floating.
Yep.
And then untap those 2 lands.
Yep.
That would allow him to have access to up to 7 land after casting Garrick.
Yeah, that's pretty strong. Like the amount of mana this deck generates is pretty disgusting.
Yeah. So he might be able to do something with that. It's not enough mana to entwine a tooth and nail still.
Honestly, if I'm Travis, now I'm thinking about playing that engineered explosives for 3.
There's the Emrakul to the graveyard, which is going to shuffle
well,
on.
Okay, so I don't like the discard because I really want to kill that Overgrowth, but now the Goyf is a 6/7.
No, it's lower because Kevin pitched Emrakul.
So he shuffled it. Yeah, okay, so that was
It was not really a great move on Travis's part.
And Travis knew about the Emrakul.
Knew the Emrakul was in there.
Yes, that was a miscalculation, which is... Travis is still in a...
I guess... What are you going to do? You can't take down Liliana. You might as well start building her back up.
Well, here's the thing that I had to learn when I first started playing Liliana is
not to do it?
Just don't act...
Her? Yeah. Whoops.
Yep. Anyways, there are turns where you just don't activate her at all. All right, so here's Raging Ravine. Trigger, put a counter on Raging Ravine.
So it's going to be 8 coming in?
So, yeah, this is an attack for 8. This is a turn 2 clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kevin's down to 6. 7. My bad. Long day. All right, so he's going to kick it back.
And let's see what Kevin drew to make use of his mana. He can drop Garrick and still get up to 7, which is like the best thing he could possibly do right now, really. So,
Cop and Speeder wants to start a petition to get Kevin to stop playing Tooth and Nail. I will not sign.
No, Tooth and Nail is so fun, dude.
It's also the only deck he owns. I am jealous of Kevin because he owns his deck and that's it. Yeah. I wish I had that much discipline.
Deck.
Yeah, he does.
He loves that deck. It's great. And I love watching him. So So he's got 1 floating because he tapped on both. Mm-hmm. And now he can go back up to 7 with that.
Which means he could Tooth and Nail for either half but not both.
Right. So did he draw a card in his hand to make use?
He needs business, a
of
payoff
that
spell.
Mana.
Which even just another Baloth would just be like buff his life total and give him a blocker.
Yeah.
Any spell, really. Like, you know what would actually be really great here? Thrun.
Thrun would be great.
Just block, regenerate.
Can't.
Oh, but Liliana, yeah. So Travis is getting a little... because he ticked up that Liliana, he is insulated against Thrun or any other large creature that Kevin can play. Travis may have him in a little bit of a lock here. Although Baloth would let Kevin gain some life to get to another turn unless there's a lightning bolt.
Right. And it looks like Travis only has 1 card in hand.
Which he would need...
No, he has 2. He's got the Engineered Explosives, which...
No, he discarded the EE.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
okay, I see that. All right, never mind.
So, even if Kevin had Baloth, if Travis has another land plus bolt, he could get there.
Yeah.
This is intense. Kevin's really in the tank on this one.
This is probably where Kevin's like, man, I wish I had Thragtusk instead of Baloth.
Does he have Thragtusk in his list at all?
I don't know, actually.
I'm taking a look.
Let's take a look.
No Thragtusk.
No, he doesn't.
I think that he needs a little Thragtusk in his life.
A little Thrag in his life.
Yep.
So there's a relic.
I think that die was to represent the floating mana.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, he's just going to cycle it to draw.
Okay.
So he still has access to 5.
So they were probably... Well, it shrinks the Goyf.
Yeah, it does shrink the Goyf, which is good.
Keeps him alive, too.
That's true. Now Travis shouldn't have lethal.
They were probably debating if they thought that we were going to stop them and come down when he played a relic for free, seemingly.
No, we knew he had a floating mana.
Right, but they don't know that we know that.
Yeah, but we know that they don't know that we know. Okay, so Kevin draws. I'm assuming he didn't draw anything that he is a haymaker here.
Well, here's what I'm thinking now. He's got enough.
Oh, he does have Thrun.
He got Thrun. But
he can't regenerate it.
Still gonna die to Lily.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if he had to regenerate up anyway because it just dies to Lily because you can't regenerate a creature you have to sacrifice.
I don't know if I would have made that play that turn. I guess he has to sack Liliana.
Well,
if he wants to get rid of Thrun.
This is a 4-mana removal spell for Liliana.
Right. Yeah.
Which is fine.
And he will only. I mean, Goyf will only grow potentially to a 2/3 off of this, which means he's only going to have
creature and planeswalker. Mm-hmm.
No, but he'll still die because Raging Ravine will get another counter.
Okay, so actually there's artifact. So Goyf will have 3 power, and then I think Kevin may be dead here.
He's dead on board.
You're right. Travis just has to attack.
Yeah.
It looks like they may be talking about the They may be talking about the power and toughness of Goyf, and you know what? They also may be discussing if the relic should be in the graveyard.
I believe the relic, it doesn't go into the graveyard. It gets exiled. That's in its text, I believe.
Let's pull up Relic of Progenitus for ourselves.
Yeah. We might have to go down, and...
They'll call Ryan over if they need us, or they'll...
Yeah. Because he could still survive at 1 if the Goyf... Because the Goyf would only be... Oh, no, it would still be a 2 because Liliana's in the graveyard, not 2. So
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
It'll still have
way.
2 power. But we'll pull it up for our own purposes. Relic of Progenitus, Exile Relic of Progenitus.
Yeah.
So the actual cost...
It's in the cost.
Yeah. That's true. So that's
a
null and void.
Okay, that's strange because he could have just killed him.
Well, let's reassess. Are we missing anything? So
now they've got the incorrect because the Goyf should not be a 3/4. The Goyf should only be a 2/3.
Right. But the Raging Ravine has 5 power, so that
was the Raging Ravine went at Garrick, so Kevin should still technically be at 5.
Right, but Travis could have killed him, correct?
He still could have killed him, yes.
Yeah.
But he didn't, and Kevin should technically be at 5 life.
I feel like we're missing something. I mean, aside from that. Okay, here's a Harmonize.
I don't think so. He exiled all the graveyards.
I don't know why Travis would deny winning the game there. I don't know if he was trying to play around some specific card that I'm not thinking of.
I don't know either.
It's interesting.
Is Raging Ravine 1 smaller than we're thinking of?
Is it a 2/2 instead of a 3/3?
Yeah, I thought it started as a 3/2 or something like that.
No, I thought it started at 3/3 Raging because you have that opportunity to bolt it before it gets its first trigger.
Right.
Raging Ravine begins life as a 3/3.
It does. So we are correct.
So it had 5 power, and the Goyf had 2 power.
It would have had 2 after Thrun and Liliana hit the graveyard.
Yeah. Creature Planeswalker.
So he was dead. But he didn't.
But Travis decided to attack the Garrick. I'm going to go to the Twitch chat. They're probably screaming at us right now.
Math is pretty hard, I guess, but... Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not missing anything. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So...
Well, so if... We'll go down there if Travis doesn't just kill him on this turn.
Right. So, as of right now, Kevin should technically be at 2.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm not sure is relevant right now.
No, because he may just be... Yeah, because he can use... No, that's the wrong Kiora. I was going to say he can use Kiora to keep the Goy from dealing damage, but that's the other Kiora. But now Kevin is definitely dead because...
He can't block both.
Yeah, he can't block both. So... Alright, so I assume he's passing it back to Travis here. He's just going to make Travis do the deed. If he's going to take Kevin's life, Travis has to learn to live with it for the rest of his.
Yeah.
And as we learned from Logan...
You can't.
Yeah. If you haven't seen Logan, go do it.
Oh, for sure.
Probably twice.
That movie was so good.
I don't use this word often, but I'm going to use it, and I'm going to enunciate. Dope. Okay, so we see Travis kicking up the Raging Ravine here, moving to combat, and turning both sideways. Trigger off the Raging Ravine, it becomes a 6/6.
Right. Kevin's tapped out.
Yep, he's got 1 blocker. No block? The suspense is killing me. What do you have? Do you have Slaughter Pact? No. Is that Utopia's ball on a black so he can play for a Slaughter Pact?
That would be insane. But
that would
not
be
on his deck list.
Crazy insane. Okay.
He's just...
So, alright, so we have Travis Nestor winning over Kevin Phillips, 2-0 with Jund over Tooth and Nail. We do have 3 more rounds of Swiss.
Looks like our timer got stopped on accident.
Our timer did get stopped.
We may have time.
We might have time for another
match.
We'll jump down. I just do want to comment that this is so Travis is now 4-0 and Kevin is 3-1. Both players are still live for top 8.
Oh, definitely. The player pool of players who are undefeated at this point is exceedingly small and narrow.
Yeah.
So losing a match or maybe even 2,
kicking it back,
is not going to be that detrimental because you're I mean, we've got 7 rounds of Swiss.
Mm-hmm.
You could go 5-2 and probably make top 8.
There could be 1 or 2 players at 5-2. It kind of depends on how many people drop to play in our side event.
Right.
It depends on how many draws there are at the top of the tables. There's a lot of things, but definitely you could definitely have a loss. You could maybe have 2 losses. We'll have to see.
Right.
We're going to go downstairs and see if we can get another match. That was a couple exciting decks. Hopefully we'll have something else. We will be right back. Thanks for watching.